Satnam. Hey everybody. Can you hear me? Yeah. Satnam. Hey Julie. Hey Brandy. Hey Olivia. Hey Hillary. Chelsea. Ashi. Who else we got in here? Hey Marin. Hey Maria. Hey Tammy. Satnam everybody. All right. Welcome. I'm really excited. I don't usually get nervous teaching anymore, and I was like, oh, I'm nervous because there's the energy and around us is just really potent. We're on a major precipice. It kind of feels like this entire year has been leading to this portal, to this moment, this opportunity to step into a new reality that we're presented with today. And tomorrow and next week, and we get to keep stepping into this portal. This is just the entrance, but I'm so glad that you all have decided to join me in this journey and join me consciously now in this moment, because what this is it's this, and we'll talk about the astrology a little bit more once we tune in, but what this is us stepping into a new world, a new reality, a new way of being with each other. And when change happens, we can decide to go into it consciously. We can use astrology to be like, okay, I know something's coming. I know something big is changing, and we can go into that consciously, or we can, wait until things start to change around us and then we're forced to change. But you decided to show up, and hopefully you showing up means that you want to be a part of not only welcoming this change, but embracing the change and helping to bring in a beautiful new era of peace and compassion and of community and self-empowerment, that we can make this era be. When I look at things, I don't see things as good or bad in astrology. I see changes, and I see things stay the same, and I see things change, and I see things stay the same. And um, how what we do with that is really up to us as human beings and beings of free will. So I want to start by tuning in using the Adi mantra, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's going on astrologically, what's going on today and tomorrow, and then we'll do some different practices to really take advantage of this moment in time and space. So if you would center yourself in your space, that might mean just bringing your feet onto the floor if you're sitting in a chair. That might mean sitting on the floor if you have a comfortable way to sit on the floor. But just center yourself and close your eyes. So some of you may already have the night with you. Some of us will be transitioning into nighttime as we do this practice, or shortly afterwards. But we have our longest night ahead of us. So regardless of the astrology of this particular year, this is always a very potent time of year to go inward and to practice, to be in meditation, to be with yourself, to be in your essence, to go deeper into your being. So just close your eyes and start to connect with your breath, connect with your own energy. And as the thoughts come, see if you can, instead of focusing on the thoughts, focus on the sensations in the body, the breath. Let's bring the hands together in prayer pose, elbows out to the side, and we'll tune in with the Adi mantra, Ong Namo Gurudev Namo, tuning into the creative force, that unveiling that is happening in us, around us, of which we are a part, of which we are creator and creation. And then tuning into Guru Dev Namo, the great subtle wisdom, the wisdom of this lineage of astrology, the wisdom of this Kundalini lineage, the wisdom of our own lineages, our own ancestries, of our own DNA. So take a deep breath in. And through the nose, exhale. And let's inhale deeply to tune in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Take a nice, deep, full breath into your lungs, filling up on prana, filling up on life force, and then sealing it in with presence, holding the breath in, feeling your spine nice and tall. Feel your hips heavy on the ground and imagine that your spine goes all the way into the ground. Feel yourself grounded on the earth as your head lifts up towards the heavens, up to Saturn, up to Jupiter, up to the moon, up to the stars. Exhale through the nose. Take another deep breath in and then suspend the moment, suspend the breath. Again, feel that heaviness of your hips on the earth, your head lifting up, allowing yourself to be pulled in both directions and finding yourself at center. Exhale. Inhale. Deep breath in, palms gently press. And exhale, relax your hands down. Just keep your eyes closed for a moment. I really want you to feel into every part of your body that's touching the earth. Every part of you that is grounded. We're going to get very cerebral. We're going to talk about the future. We're going to talk about the past a little bit. And what's so important for us as we move into this new era is that we have ways of bringing our energy back home, bringing ourselves back grounded and solid. So this is an exercise of grounding yourself, just feeling the parts of your body touching the earth. Feel that pressure, feel that connection. And if you're feeling particularly whipped up at any point, you can do this and you can just get more of your body against the earth. You can lay down, you can put your hands on the earth to help ground yourself in the present moment. All right. Hi, everybody. Satnam. Some of you I know, some of you maybe I don't know. Some of you don't have your cameras on, so I won't know if I know you or don't know you. I'm Pavanjit. I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher. I'm also an astrologer. I'm based in Boulder, Colorado. I'm actually not in Boulder, Colorado right now. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. So I'm a little bit ahead of mountain time. So it'll get darker here a little bit earlier. But there's many reasons why this particular day is so potent. And actually the official solstice and connection of Jupiter and Saturn happens tomorrow. But I wanted to do this today because we're about to go into our longest night. So this is a beautiful way to set you up for this longest night so that we can have start to invite the light back in. Start to invite the light back into the world after this longest night. So what do we have going on? We have But basically, the way that I'm looking at this is that the new year starts tomorrow. So happy New Year, everybody! It's New Year's Eve. Okay. um, you know, the way that we've set up our Greco-Roman calendar isn't really lined up with the sun. It's not really lined up with the moon. It's kind of its own thing. It's almost set up with the sun, with the winter solstice, but it's a little off, right? So the winter solstice is when we have our darkest day here in the northern hemisphere. So as I said, this is always a beautiful time of year if you have the opportunity to go in and meditate. And what's really beautiful about this year is we're not, possibly maybe not as distracted with holiday parties and being out and about and being social and buying things and getting last minute gifts and all those things. And maybe you actually do have a little bit more opportunity to meditate. You have this 2-hour practice, but maybe you can find even more time to really rest and be with your own energy. And set some intentions for what really will be a new and transformative year. So I'm really seeing tomorrow as this new year. First, because it's the winter solstice, and because what happens is Saturn and Jupiter come together, which starts a new 20-year cycle. And this is a very regular thing. About every 20 years, Saturn and Jupiter meet up with each other. And what happens is they're at the same place. And then Jupiter goes a little bit faster than Saturn, and Saturn's kind of making its way around. Jupiter keeps going a little bit faster. And then when Saturn's about halfway around, they meet each other again. And so every 20 years, we kind of look at this as for our social, for our society. What is the direction that our society is going in? What are the themes going to be in our society? And so for the last roughly for the last 200 years, there was one time they met in Libra in 81, but for the last 200 years, Saturn and Jupiter have been meeting in Earth signs. And where they're meeting tomorrow is in Aquarius, an air sign. So we're making this big transition from 200 years of Earth to a 200-year pattern of them meeting in air signs. And some of us will get to experience this in other lifetimes, we'll get to experience, that's what we're going to experience for the rest of our lives, probably, is this air sign energy of Saturn and Jupiter connecting. So this is a huge shift. And as I said, it's not a positive thing. It's not a negative thing. It can be a really positive thing. It depends how we deal with it. It depends how we look at it. Some people will probably enjoy this more than other people. Some people will, it just depends. So what's happening is we're going from Earth to air. So Earth is very possessive. Earth is very stable. Earth is very solid. Just think of the qualities. We're moving from one element to another. So we're moving from the element of Earth. So the quality of Earth. It's stable. It's steady. It's solid. It's also can get really stuck, right? It can be stuck. It can be really stubborn. It can be when we look at how to build kind of the most basic structure of Earth. The most basic structure of Earth is like what? Like a pile of dirt, right? Which becomes like a pyramid. So at the base is a little bit wider, and then at the top, it's a little bit smaller, right? So that very much has to do with top-down energy, top-down bureaucratic energy coming from the top down, power over, right? Then when we look at air, everything's much more evenly dispersed, right? The air is, there's no hierarchy within air. It's just all over the place. So we're moving from this place of solid, stable, but power top down to energy where we can be more communal. Things are more able to shift. Things are able to change more. Things are more open. Things are more spacious. But maybe there's a little bit less stability, right? So what's important in these times is that we know, as I was saying, it's so important that we know how to ground ourselves, because the shifts that started in 2020 will continue. We're still basically part of our practice today is we're going to say goodbye to everything that happened before today, because it's done. The world that we lived in before 2020, we're not going back. I think we've all realized this over this year, but we're not going back to that world. That world is done. And we're going to put that world to rest. We're going to kind of say, okay, we're done. We're going to grieve and let that go. Then we're going to really tap into this present moment with this Saturn Jupiter conjunction. And then we're going to set intentions for how we move forward. Where do we go from here? So, um, uh, so yeah, this energy of Aquarius, it presents a beautiful opportunity for us. And one of the opportunities, what I would say is that the individual would be more highlighted. The freedoms, the power of the individual will be increased and be more of a focus in our society. And that has to do with the sign of Aquarius. It also has to do with the fact that we're in a very fast transition, right? We're coming from, this last year was very Capricorn heavy, and we're immediately going to go into a year that is very Aquarius heavy. And we're in this much larger transition of 200 years, and then a much, much larger transition of us coming into the Aquarian age from the Piscean age, which is a 2,000-year period, into a 2,000-year period. So there's lots and lots of changes going on. And the individual has kind of the upper hand in this, because an individual can change a lot faster than a giant corporation, organization, whatever you want to call it. Bureaucracy takes time. We all know that when we go to the DMV. It takes time. Big organizational structures take time to move and change, while individuals have a lot more ability to kind of maneuver around the change. So our work is really to know to trust ourselves, to learn to trust our intuitions, to learn to ground and stabilize ourselves, and not get stuck, but to trust that we're going to know the next step, right? That's why our intuition and developing our intuition is so important in these times, because when you have a powerful intuition, you don't have to grab onto anything. You don't have to control anything like we did in an earth way, right? Of like, I have to have this thing, and I have to have this thing with me, and I have to have this thing so that I can feel stable and I can feel secure. I need all of those things. We're going to have the ability to be much more free in a certain way, much more floating in the wind, right? Which could be a little scary for some of us, but we've been, 2020 has been pretty good at training us. It's been pretty good at training us of like, hey, get used to change, get comfortable with the uncomfortable, get used to being in the unknown, right? That's one thing that we've all had to work with this year is we didn't know what was going to happen next. We just had to take it moment by moment, day by day, and learn to trust ourselves that we would be able to navigate it in that way. The other thing that'll be highlighted is community. Community is just as vital. So it's about the individual, and it's about us. There's something to us all being in Zoom and kind of being in our own energy, right? We can look around and we're in a space that we kind of designed for ourselves. We're in a space that we like. We're in our own energy. We're in our own vibration, but we're also starting to connect with each other in this more etheric way. And I think over the next 200 years, not only we're going to be community, not only will we become together as a global community, not only will we learn to come together as a global community, but we will learn to connect with beings and consciousness that is not just human consciousness. We'll be able to connect with spirits. We'll be able to connect with other beings, other celestial beings. This is an opportunity for us to come into community, to come in connection with the things that are lighter, right? Because we're going from this kind of heavy, gross energy into a much more light and etheric energy of air. So we have the ability to connect with things that maybe we didn't trust, or we weren't subtle enough to connect with before. We weren't subtle enough in our experience to connect with that. So this is a time for us to grow in our subtlety. It's a time for us to grow in trusting our subtlety and recognizing that there might be energies and spirits and things communicating with us in a way that is not loud, but is soft and start to tap into that. Um, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, hi everybody. I'm just seeing everyone who's here. Hi everyone. Satnam. So the other thing that's big is that we learn to let go of control. This is really the lesson of 2020 is you cannot control it. One of my favorite teachers, and I quote this a lot because when I read this, I was just duh, duh. And we're trying so hard. I'm a recovering control freak. I'm still recovering, but I'm control freak. And I've gotten better and better at going with the flow and not holding so tightly to things. But as human beings, we have control over two things. This is what he says. His name is Guru Dev Singh. We have control of our intention and we have control of our attention. We have control over our intention as where we're hoping to go, what we're hoping to do, right? Where we're directing ourselves, and we have control over our attention and everything else, what we're focusing on, our attention, what we're focusing on at that moment. Everything else, who knows? Not in our control. Not something you have control over. You can try to control it. You can really try to. You can, grab it as tight as you can. But in this huge transition that we're a part of, if you're trying to, the things that you're grasping onto really tightly will constantly be kind of evaporating, right? As we move from earth to air, we'll constantly be like, where'd it go? Don't have it anymore. I don't have that control anymore. So the more and more that you can connect with your consciousness and your attention and intention and say, okay, where am I with those two things? And how do I stay in connection with that, right? If I can just stay in connection with those two things, then you can trust yourself and you can start to stabilize yourself in yourself. And what's important in these times is, part of we've seen the increasing importance of identity, right? And that will continue to grow with the Aquarian Age, this connection with identity. But what's important is that our identity doesn't come from our personality. Our personality a lot of times is the pain and the suffering, the victimization, kind of those aspects of ourselves. The personality is the way that we've learned to deal with the world. It's kind of this shell that we've put up to interface with the world, right? What's very important in this time is that we find a connection with our true self. So meditation, and I said this at the beginning of 2020, and now I'm going to say this again before we go into 2021. Meditation is no longer optional. It's no longer having a regular practice where you connect to and relate to your own energy. When you give time for you to be you with no expectations, with no goals, with no, set action other than you being with yourself. It's no longer optional. You have got to spend time with yourself. You have got to know yourself. Otherwise, it will be very easy for you to go into that personality and over-identify with that. You have to find time to be with yourself. And you have to find time. So we're going to become more and more subtle, more and more subtle. And the people who are able to know themselves, connect with themselves, and then give themselves to other people, that's what people will be looking for. That's what they're going to want from you, is your authentic self. And there's no way for you to know your authentic self if you're not connected with your authentic self. So meditation is no longer just like It's no longer just an optional thing so that you can feel better. It's vital that you have a sense of yourself, because the individual will grow in importance, right? And the world is going to continue to change. There's going to continue to be flows and fluxes, and the things that were solid that we held on to will continue to kind of crumble around us. So it's important that you have a sense of stability that comes from knowing yourself. Okay. So if you don't have a meditation practice, get one going. Get one going. And if you need help with that, you can always message me after this, and I will support you in that. And I'm not telling you have to do Kundalini yoga. It doesn't have to be Kundalini yoga. It just needs to be a way of relating to yourself through meditation. Okay, so we have that. The other thing that we have that's going on, that happens on the 22nd, is Eris and Aries come together, and they become conjoined. And this happened. It's happened 2 times already, but it'll happen this time. It's actually Aries is moving forward. It went retrograde over Eris, and now it's finally going forward over it. And the reason this is so prominent this year is because we did have this retrograde where Aries, I keep saying Aries. Mars was going through Aries, and took 6 months to go through. Still hasn't left Aries, but has been taking its time going through Aries. And this again is this focus on the self. This again is this focus on connecting, knowing your own energy, knowing where you're wasting your energy and what you're putting your energy into. And is the stuff that you're putting your energy into, are you getting just as much energy back, right? Or are you putting your energy into things and you're losing energy? Because there was a period over the summer, in the fall, when Mars was retrograde and we had a lot less energy, and we were freaking over it because we'd been in lockdown for how many months, and we were like, there was no end in sight. And it was like, oh God, like, how am I going to get through this thing? I don't have any energy to put to anything that's not worth putting my energy to. And so one of the lessons from that was, if I'm putting my energy into something that's not giving me energy back, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. It's impossible. There's no way for you to keep it up, because we had this slowdown of Mars in Aries. And so now we have this ability. It's moving forward again. We're going to start to get the energy back, but don't use this opportunity to use these lessons to go, okay, what brings me just as much energy from doing it? What brings me just as much passion and excitement from doing it as I'm putting into it? Make sure that you have a return on your investment, right? On your energy. So Mars has gone around. It did that fun little retrograde, and now it's about to hit Eris, which is a dwarf planet that's out kind of by Pluto, and it's this female energy, female archetype of the warrior goddess. So we have like the warrior energy of Mars meeting this warrioress goddess energy. And so the other thing that we're going to see that's going to continue, that started this year, is people in the streets and people fighting for individual freedoms. Freedom is a huge theme of this next year, 2021, of us moving from Earth into air, of us moving from this Capricorn energy into this Aquarius energy, of having personal freedoms. And this is not a bipartisan thing, right? It is not just one side's going to be fighting. Like, it's going to be, I don't want to wear a mask, I'm marching through Walmart. It's going to be social justice stuff continuing. It's going to be, Black Lives Matter. That work is not done. It's nowhere near done. We've just started it. That will continue to be a big thing. But be prepared and be conscious of the fact that, again, the individual is being highlighted, and we have a little bit more ability. We have a little bit more strength and power and agility than these big companies, these big organizations, these big bureaucratic things. So you can really use this next year to increase personal power, not just for yourself, but for the community at large, right? That you can increase the power for all people to have personal power, to have agency, to uh, to move with freedom in our society. And that's really highlighted by the fact that Eris and Mars are coming together tomorrow, or on the 22nd as well, highlighting this kind of warrior spirit. This is a time for us to really move forward with a warrior spirit. It's not a time to be shy. It's not a time to hide. It's a time for us to fight for our own freedoms and to fight for other people's freedoms. And especially if you're a white person in this world, we really have to stand up, and we have to take care of doing our own work, showing up and healing our own lines, and realizing and educating ourselves, because we do have a great amount of power in this world that we are sometimes ignorant to. And it's very vital that we continue this work for Black Lives Matter, and grow to hopefully be allies. Frankly, doing the work doesn't make you an ally. Just doing the work means that you're not continuing racist cycles. That's what it means, is doing the work, is that you are ending racist cycles within yourself. Doesn't necessarily make you an ally, but who knows, maybe if you do the work hard enough, you can become an ally. So let me see if there's anything. Oh, let's talk more about Saturn and Jupiter. So we'll get into these meditations in just a moment. Oh, Julie just said something. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to read that. Thanks, Julie. Yeah, so Julie's recommending the book Cast by Isabel Wilkerson. Yeah, that's definitely one I've been wanting to pick up as well. Okay, so now we kind of see the bigger picture of where we're going, right? Earth to air. So what's happening tomorrow is we have Jupiter and Saturn connecting. So why is this such a potent thing? What is Jupiter? What is Saturn? And what's so cool about this one is you can actually see these in the sky. They've been getting closer and closer over the last few days. And if you look up at the sky tonight, if you have a clear day, you can actually see these guys getting super, super close together, and they're going to form like a really brilliant star up in the sky. So Saturn is the past. Saturn is energy coming in and going inward, constriction, right? So it's a really beautiful, Saturn is this beautiful energy for meditation, inward focus, for reflecting on the past. It's also this energy of kind of constriction, of building structure, of a little bit more of solidity. Jupiter is future thinking. It's forward thinking. It's excitement, enthusiasm. It's outward energy. It's that excitement energy. So when these two energies come together, we have polarity coming together, right? That's why this is so important. And so this is why it's a marker of our times, and of where society is going. Is it's these two big forces, this force of coming together, of building structure, and then expansion. So these two energies coming together at one time. And so that's why we have this coming together of polarities. And that's really the spiritual work, right? This is why I try to say things aren't good, things aren't bad. The changes are coming, but it's not a good thing or a bad thing, because then I'm working my way into polarity. And part of our work as spiritual beings is to connect with both ends of the polarity and hold both ends of those together within ourselves, and experience both of those within ourselves and find the neutral place in between them, not ping pong back and forth, right? You know, Saturn gets this really bad rep of like, ooh, Saturn, and so Saturn returns, and Saturn's so mean, and because Saturn is responsibility too. It's discipline. It's that discipline, the discipline to go inward, to take responsibility for your past, right? Everybody loves Jupiter. Oh, the future. I love the future. Ooh, the future's so fun. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? Ooh, it's so expansive. Ooh, I feel so expanded. But if you're just expanding all the time, you know, you're going to explode. That's an explosion. So we have to find the balance between these two forces. And that's part of what this opportunity of this moment is. The other opportunity of this moment is it is the winter solstice, right? So it's the darkest day, the darkest night. And we have an opportunity to plant a seed. So what I really want to do tonight, and we'll kind of wind down on the lecture portion of the evening, and we'll start to go into the practice portion of our evening. But what I really hope that we can get out of this time is that each of us plants a seed for ourselves and for this whole world, that we can plant a light, we can connect with our own light, our own brilliance, and we can plant a little seed in this darkest day of this very challenging year that we were not expecting. We didn't know we were going to have this challenging of a year as a humanity, as a world. But on this darkest day of this very challenging year, we can come together wherever we all are, all over the world, in our own homes, in this virtual way, in this very Aquarian way. And we can plant a seed, an energetic seed, into this moment, into this dark earth. And we can start to water that. We can make a commitment. We can make a Saturnian commitment to be responsible and show up and say, I'm going to be responsible to water this in a Saturnian way so that it starts to grow in a Jupiter way, so that it starts to expand, so that the love within me starts to expand, so the light within me starts to expand, so the compassion within me starts to expand. And that's really my hope for what we can do with this practice today. So let's practice. Let's do some practice. So first, just find a comfortable seat. And if you're just here for the lecture and you're skipping out on the practice, come on. I just yelled about how we have to meditate. No one's allowed to go anywhere. Just kidding. All right, so we're just going to start by warming up the body a little bit so that we can be comfortable for our meditation. So I'm going to break this into 3 different parts. The first part is I want to let go. We're going to let go of 2020. Okay, we're going to let go of not even 2020. We're going to let go of 2019, 2018, 26, just everything before that. We're just going to let it go. Then we're going to work specifically with this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. And I want to tell you a little something, because this is the way that I found this meditation. I had done this meditation. I don't even know when I did this meditation, but as soon as I saw that this conjunction was going to happen, I was like, this meditation came forward. I was like, oh, that's the meditation we have to do. This is a perfect meditation for this moment. And then I got really controlling, and I was like, that's the one we have to do. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. I spent like weeks looking for this meditation, and for some reason I could not find it. And I was like emailing people, and I'm doing all of this work to like find this meditation and trying to control, right? I'm trying to control and like make this one thing happen. Like, this is the thing that's going to happen. And rather than just trusting that the meditation that needed to come through would come through. And so I do all this work to do it. And then literally last week or something, I'm in a training. I'm supporting this teacher training down in New Mexico, but I'm doing it online. And the woman who's like a guest teacher that day teaches the meditation that I've been looking for, eventually I found it, but she teaches the meditation. I was like, if I just was chill, I would have I still would have gotten the meditation, and I wouldn't have spent all this time trying to control the outcomes of the situation, that I better find this one meditation. It would have showed up anyway, right? So just have, again, reiterating for me that I don't have to control it. I can trust that the thing that needs to come forward will come forward, and I don't have to like fight for it. Okay. So we'll do this amazing meditation that's apparently hard to find. I didn't realize it was hard to find, but apparently it's hard to find meditation, a rare meditation for connecting with and bringing together the Jupiter and Saturn energy. And then what I want to do is I want to move in a very Aquarian way of like, you are going to create your own meditation. That's very Aquarian of you connecting with your own energy. And I'll show you how we do that with this lineage of you are going to create your own meditation. And that's how we're going to plant the seed and go into this this new year. Okay, sound good, everybody? So first, let's warm up the spine a little bit. So find a comfortable seat. Go ahead and grab your shins. And we're going to start by spinal flexing. So you're going to inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale, round your heart back. Inhale, round it forward. Exhale, back. So your head's going to stay at about the same level. You're not bringing the head up or down. It's staying even, the chin staying even with the ground. You're going to start to move the spine forward and back. Again, immediately we go into working with polarity, right? Flexing forward, curling back. Flexing forward, curling back. And I'm not going to play music throughout these exercises. What I want you to do is really to connect with your own energy, with your own breath. Going deep within yourself. Feel like you're taking a little ride here. You're riding a camel or riding a horse, and as you're bouncing up and down, you're going deeper and further into your own being, into your own essence. Inhale, come sitting up nice and tall. Focus your eyes up at the point in between your eyebrows as you gently lift the pelvic floor. Exhale the breath out. Let the breath come back to normal. And then adjust yourself now to come into rock pose. So rock pose, you're sitting on your heels. Your knees are out in front of you. Legs are together. Let's bring the hands on top of the shoulders, the thumbs in the back. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. As you're turning, make sure that your chest is lifted, that your chin is in, your shoulder blades are relaxed. And this is not about throwing your body around. This is about opening up the spine, connecting with your breath. Nice. Keep going. Stay with your breath. Open up the lungs, detoxify the lungs. And then come to center. Take a nice deep breath in. Hold the breath in. Feel the shoulder blades relax down the back. Focus the eyes up. Gently pull on the pelvic floor, pulling Mula Bandha. Exhale, drop the hands down onto the thighs. Close the eyes. Stay with your breath. Stay with the internal focus. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, let the shoulders drop. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, let them drop. Find that polarity of squeezing and then completely releasing. Squeezing, using the muscles to bring the shoulders up, and then using no muscles to let them just drop down. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears and hold the shoulders up. Squeeze them up and hold. Maintain the pressure. Maintain the hold and the breath. Exhale, let them fall, let them drop. Eyes closed. Let's extend our legs out in front of you. If that works for you. And sit up on a cushion. Legs are stretched out. You're going to grab somewhere on your legs while your spine is still straight. So straighten out your spine and then grab somewhere on the legs. Could be below the knees, could be the ankles if that's easy for you to grab. It could be your toes. If you're going to grab the toes, you're going to use your index finger and thumb. This is our Jupiter finger. This is our Saturn finger. You're going to wrap it around your big toe and you're going to press the thumb into the top of the big toe. This helps to activate the pituitary gland as we do it. But if this is not easy for you to grab, just grab somewhere on the leg and hold nice and strong onto your legs. So inhale, straighten the spine up. Exhale, bring your heart towards your feet. Inhale up. Exhale, come down a bit. Inhale up. Exhale, down. So you can see in my body, this isn't a huge movement because I have tight legs. You're not trying to force it to look like a bigger movement than it needs to be to feel that stretch in the backs of the legs. Toes are flexing towards your face. Eyes are closed. Open up the backs of the legs. One of the ways that we can really create steadiness for ourselves, stability for ourselves in these transitional times, is by doing repetitive exercises. Is giving ourselves our own rhythm. That's part of another reason why I'm not playing music is you can move at your own rhythm. It's an internal clock, an internal beat. That sense of an internal rhythm, an internal beat. Create your own stability. That Saturnian stability that sometimes we don't want, but we need. Inhale the spine up straight. Keep the spine up straight as you exhale. Squeeze the root lock, lift the pelvic floor. Inhale. And bend your legs, come into easy pose. Sitting in easy pose with the legs crossed. Finding a cross-legged position that's comfortable for you. Relax your hands onto your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Feel your shoulder blades relax on the back as you lift the chest up. Inhale, turn your head towards the left. Exhale, turn your head to the right. This can be nice and slow with a nice, slow, deep breath. Inhaling left. Exhaling right. Again, constantly in yoga, finding opposition, finding opposite ends so that we can center ourselves. Nice deep breath, inhaling left, exhaling right. Now with the head, bring it to center and start to make circles going in one direction. Nice big circles with the head on the neck. Feeling the sensations as the head gently opens. Again, still moving slow. Moving with the breath. Inhaling as the head comes forward. Exhaling as the head comes back. Just working in one direction to start. Unwinding the tension, unwinding this last year. Beautiful, slow and present. And start going in the other direction. Balancing the thyroid and the parathyroid. Seeing that even in the body we have opposition, creating balance. And bring your head to center and take a huge breath in through the nose. And like you could let go of everything that happened before this moment, exhale through the mouth. Let's do that a few more times. Take a deep breath in. Feel yourself very big, very present. Fill up on the breath. And we're going to let everything go on the exhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out. Inhale. There you go. Good. Ready? Hold the breath. Feel what you're ready to let go. You're ready to let go of the past. Arrive in the present. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more times. Deep breath in. Hold. Exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. Whatever is ready to let go, whatever is ready to dislodge, whatever is ready to be released, to dissolve. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Relax the breath. Let it come back to normal as you sit up nice and tall. We're going to use this next mantra, meditation, to release whatever we're holding on to from the past, to break through the blocks, to get rid of any of the lingerings of holding on, of thinking the world is going to return back to some other state, some other way of being, letting go of control. We're going to use this mantra to really send away and open up a space for the present moment, to break through the blocks in our subconscious and our collective subconscious. So very gently, we're going to extend the Jupiter fingers, the index finger and on both hands. And the right hand is going to come onto the top of the left. So the pad of the right pointer finger comes on top of the left pointer finger. And they're at about a 45-degree angle. So this would be 90 degrees. You're going to find halfway in between that at a 45-degree angle. And you're going to hold that in front of your heart. Your elbows are going to come by your side so you can hold this in a relaxed position. So fingers are together. Again, they're touching, but they're not pressing. So they're just lightly touching each other, very gently touching each other. We're really going to work with the fingers in our practice today to change the currents in the brain, working with this subtle energetic level of ourselves. It's a very subtle practice tonight. So close the eyes and then look down at the tip of the nose. So just gently open the eyes, just so you can look down the sides of the tip of the nose and look at the tip of the nose. You're going to hold your focus there and hold this mudra as we start to chant this mantra. The mantra is Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hebe Sach, Nanikahose Be Sach. Now, you might not know the mantra completely yet, but you'll get it as we go along. And what's important is that you really overemphasize that sound. That's us releasing, breaking through those blocks, moving energy and opening up space, opening up this portal. This is us opening up this portal to this new era, this new time in history. Just sit up nice and tall, focus at the nose, and chant very consciously, overemphasizing the end of each line. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hebe Sach, Nanikahose Be Sach. Right hand on top of left, just gently touching each other. Jupiter fingers, index fingers extended.
God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach, Be Sach, Nanika Osi Be Sach. Ad Sach, God Sach,
Use your voice, use the sound current to open up a portal to the future.
Ad such, Jurgad such, Be such, Nanika Osi Be such. Ad such, Jurgad such, Be such, Nanika Osi Be such. Ad such, Jurgad such, Be such, Nanika Osi Be such. Ad such, Jurgad such, Be such, Nanika Osi Be such. Ad such, Jurgad such, Be such, Nanika Osi Be such. Ad such, Jurgad such, Be such, Nanika Osi Be such.
Inhale and hold the breath in. And feel a portal opening, letting go of the past and moving through the portal into the future. A co-created future. Exhale. Relax the hands down onto the thighs. Just close your eyes and stay in the sound current. Stay in this opening vibration. Extend your legs and shake your legs out if you need to. Readjust your posture. So this next exercise, we are going to connect with the Saturn and Jupiter energy. And I'm showing you this picture of Saturn and Jupiter. So Jupiter here, Saturn here, because in a moment we're going to visualize these two celestial beings. So just take a look at Jupiter, connect with that energy of Jupiter. Remember, Jupiter is future thinking, it's wisdom, it's expansion, enthusiasm, active thinking. And then Saturn, right next to it over here, is the opposite of that. It's the preserver, it's our memory, our history, our inward contemplation, our endurance, and our patience. So bringing together those two energies, those two forces, these two of the, the last planets that you can see, the furthest away planets that we can see with the naked eye. Just look at those. And then when you're ready, you can close your eyes. And we'll work this time with the Jupiter. The Jupiter finger is the index finger and the Saturn finger, right? This is why everyone doesn't like Saturn, because we do this. When somebody's being rude, we go, you need to have some respect and some responsibility, and you need to control yourself, right? That's what we do. We show them our Saturn fingers to tell them that they're out of control. So we're going to combine these two forces of the Jupiter energy, the expansive Jupiter energy, and the Saturn energy, this energy of patience, the energy of patience and control. So you're going to relax your arms by your side. Both fingers are going to stick straight up by your side. So again, find a comfortable seat. Relax your shoulder blades down your back. We are not going to move quickly. We are going to move very consciously and with awareness, okay? So your eyes are going to be closed, but you're going to bring together these two energies. They're going to come together, and then they're going to separate, like you're scissoring your fingers, but very slowly and controlled, with a great amount of contemplation of what the experience of these energies coming together feels like. Really feel yourself and visualize Saturn and Jupiter coming together, not only in the heavens above you, but also inside of you. It's the main philosophy of astrology is from above, so below, so without, so within. Combining polarity and coming into full existence, complete existence. Just close your eyes. Your breath is just normal, and you're connecting with these two frequencies through the energetics of your own body. Move with great awareness, great contemplation, great focus. Fingers move. Takes about maybe a second or two for them to come apart and together. Working in this subtle way to reclaim your existence as a celestial being. To bring yourself into the subtlety of this new age, this new era. Just moving nice and steady again, finding your own rhythm with it and keeping your own steady rhythm. And if the resistance starts to build in your fingers, just being present with that. Noticing if the pressure or the resistance is more in the middle finger, the index finger, and allowing that to be self-inquiry. Am I resistant to expand? Do I lack patience? Stay with it. And start to move your fingers with the breath. So as they're wide, it's an inhale, and as they come together, it's an exhale. As they're moving towards open, it's an inhale, and as they're moving together, it's an exhale. So about a second inhale, second exhale. Eyes are closed. Stay with the visualization of those two planets coming together, almost like you're bringing them together with your own subtlety, with your own awareness. You're bringing this conjunction together as a co-creator of this reality. Keep the fingers spread wide. Hold the fingers spread wide. O-shaped mouth. Start to pump the breath in and out like a slow breath of fire in and out through the mouth. Fingers stay spread wide. Pump the breath in and out. O-shaped mouth. Last little bit here. Inhale. Hold the breath in and tense every single muscle of your body, from your fingers to your hips, your neck, your back, your arms, your legs, everything tensing, tense, 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 tense. Exhale. Inhale deeply. Squeeze the whole body. Tense, 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 tense. Everything squeezes, everything tense. Squeeze the fingers. Feel them tight. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze everything. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tight, 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 tight. Exhale, let it go. Relax the hands down. Close the eyes, relax. If you need to take a drink of water, you need to adjust yourself in your seat, go ahead and adjust yourself before we come into our last bit of time together. So there's a theory that the way that human consciousness changed from our more animalistic sense of consciousness to our more aware, conscious self came from the process of birth. That the breath work that women would experience in childbirth changed their chemistry, changed their consciousness, and created a new consciousness for human beings. And that is perhaps the birthplace of yoga, this place of reaching union, was mimicking or using the breath of birth to create that consciousness of union, that connection, not just in this moment of childbirth, but using this moment of union for all beings. And so, what I like to do before we go into this last meditation is imagine all of us as co-creators of this new age, really reclaiming our power. Right? It's not about these big pyramids and these people at the tops of the pyramids. It's now an opportunity for all people to have power, to have say, to have freedom, to have agency, and to create this new reality. And for us to do that, we have to take the responsibility for it. We have to claim it. So what I want to do is take us through a breath exercise, and imagine it like a birthing exercise of all of us in this space, connected in this etheric way through the internet. All of us connecting and breathing in this new life, giving birth to this new era through our breath. Okay, so we're going to go back to similar breath that we just did. So bringing your hands down onto your knees, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to breathe through the O-shaped mouth, in and out through the mouth, using the navel to bring the breath in and out powerfully. So close the eyes and start to breathe. Pumping the navel in and out to really start to breathe the breath in and out. Strong, powerful breath. Start to feel yourself pulling in this new conscious era. Elevating yourself. Elevating the consciousness of all humans, of us collectively. Feel the presence of this group lifting up the consciousness of all humans to come into this new enlightened era. This new spacious, open world. See yourself as that co-creator, using your breath to reunite yourself with your God consciousness. To work as a co-creator with God, to manifest a new reality. Keep going, halfway through, nice strong breath. Keep it going. Keep opening it up. Keep expanding. It's not always comfortable to give birth. It's a very powerful process. It's a very intense process. Go through all of it. Move through all of it. Move through the breath. Huge breath in through the mouth. Hold the breath in. Feel the spine nice and tall. Feel yourself nice and full. Feel that brilliance, that light, that fire within you, lighting up the whole world. Exhale. Inhale. Big breath in, big breath in. Hold the breath in. Hold the breath in. Exhale. One more time. Huge breath in. Exhale, let it go. All right, we're going to move into our last meditation, and this is us claiming our power as yogis, not only to co-create our reality, but to co-create our practice. So this is a part of Kundalini yoga called celestial communication that was built by the women in the community, and it is it's movement with mantra and meditation. So we're going to move. You're going to create your own movement. You're not going to follow me. You're going to create your own movement. There's 8 parts to this practice. There's 8 different sounds. Gobinde, Mukande, Udade, Apade, Hadiyang, Kadiyang, Nirname, Akame. You're going to do your best to chant along with the mantras as you go, but you're going to decide on a certain way that you're going to move, a certain pattern that you're going to keep consistent throughout those 8 repetitions. So for each part, you're going to do the same movement. So maybe this is my first movement, this is my second movement, this is my third movement. You're going to come up with something that feels unique and essential to you to move along with the mantra as you're chanting it. And maybe you want to incorporate these fingers a little bit of the Jupiter energy, some of the Saturn finger. Maybe there's a way that you want to work with those energies in the way that you're moving. The only rules are that you're sitting down, you're not moving your legs, you're just moving from your upper torso up, and you're moving in rhythm with it. Maybe maybe one of the movements is you're still, maybe one of them is you're shaking. You can do whatever feels right for you in this moment. We're going to connect with our own unique energy, and each one of us is going to bring in this new era by being our unique self, but moving together in connection by moving to the same mantra, this mantra of connecting through and moving through blocks. Gobinde Mukande, Udade Apade, Hadiyang, Kadiyang, Nirname Akame. So first just close your eyes, center yourself, recenter yourself, feel your own energy. We've done a great practice to connect with your own vibration, your own self to get to this point. And now we're going to create our own meditation. So start to listen to the sounds of the mantra. Maybe you start to chant along. Start to move your lips along, even if you don't know it. You know it ends in an A. Ya, Nirname Akame. And then start to decide how you're going to move. Starting at the first part of the mantra, Gobinde Mukande. Oh, I forgot there was a music break here. It's coming up. Here we go. So you decide your movement. Take a nice deep breath in. Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame, Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame. Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame.
Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame. Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame. Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame.
Solidify what you're doing. Trust yourself.
Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame. Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame. Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame. Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame.
Here we go, back again.
Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame. Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame. Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Nirname Akame. Govinde Mukande, Udare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, mukande, udare apare, Hariam Kariyam, Nirname Akame, Gobinde mukande, udare apare, Hariam Kariyam, Nirname Akame, Gobinde mukande, udare apare, Hariam Kariyam, Nirname Akame, Gobinde mukande, udare apare, Hariam Kariyam, Nirname Akame.
Take a deep breath in, and I want you to bring yourself into the position that feels right for you, into a posture that feels right for you. So just intuit what it is, whatever it is, decide what it is, pick a certain position that you want to feel, the energy that you want to plant on this winter solstice. Is it big, bold energy? Is it solid energy? What energy is it? Come into whatever position is, hold it, exhale, inhale, hold the breath. Maybe you refine the position a little bit, but hold mostly to it. Maybe you refine it a little bit. Maybe there's a finger that changes, a neck that changes, but find a position that really is going to be the seed that you plant into this winter solstice to bring in this new age, this new era. Hold that position. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Really stick in that position. Hold it strong. Feel your power in this position. Feel your strength as a co-creator. Exhale. Relax your hands down. Close your eyes. Just relax. And feel what that feels like in your body. Either that excitement of creating something for yourself, that fear. Maybe that fear is also excitement. Just feel that energy as it moves from this practice in your body. Just allowing it to be whatever it is. Maybe there's pressure or pain in certain parts of the body right now. Just accepting yourself and your totality. And still with your eyes closed, visualize a flame, a light, in the center of your chest at your heart center. Inside of you, this flame, center of you, the true source of you, your true self, your soul, this light, this fire. As you inhale, feel that fire growing, expanding, building. As you exhale, feel it fortifying, strengthening. Every inhale, it builds a little bit bigger, a little bit brighter. little bit fuller. And every exhale, it stays the same size, but it grows stronger, hotter, more powerful. So you inhale, connecting with that Jupiter energy of expansion. As you exhale, connecting with that fortifying energy of Saturn. And keep feeling that flame getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That light within you shining brighter and brighter. Stronger and stronger. And bring your hands together into prayer pose. And in this place of power, this place of agency, of strength within you, put a prayer out into the world. Prayer not just for yourself, but prayer for the world. What do you want these next 200 years to look like? These next 20 years? This next year? These next 2,000 years? If you could plant a seed on this eve of this new era, what seed would you plant? What seed would you bury in the deep, cool earth? Come up with a prayer. And don't be afraid to speak it out loud. Speak it. You're all on mute, so you can just hear yourself. But start to bring that intention into fruition. Water it with the sound current of your own voice. And feel that prayer and send that prayer out into the world, out into the cosmos. And trust that it will be answered. And trust yourself that you will take responsibility for helping it to manifest. You can't do everything, but you can contribute to manifesting that prayer in reality. And feel as you close saying your prayer, all of the other beings that are also praying with you in their own time, their own space. Some of them in the same time as us, but in different space. Other people who will be watching this afterwards, feel their prayers. And all of the people who aren't a part of this call, but are also making prayers on this day, or setting intentions, setting course, who have decided to take responsibility as co-creators of a reality, to bring in a new era of equality, of justice, of freedom, of love, of compassion. of care for our planet and care for each other. And we'll close by chanting 3 long satnams to seal in and send out that prayer and know that they are true. Take a deep breath in. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Bowing your head forward, down to the ground, watering that seed. Sat Nam. Beautiful work, everybody. Thank you for joining me. It looks like the night is joining us. So enjoy your very long night. I hope that you sleep extra well tonight and that you stay in this meditative state for as long as you can. See if you can be mindful tonight and going into tomorrow. Really know that you're planting seeds that today and tomorrow you're planting seeds for this new future. So be mindful of where your mind is. Try not to stress yourself out too much, but allow yourself to really resonate in your own energy and the energy you want to bring in. Thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure to be with all of you, to be in your energy and your presence. If you have any questions for me, let me know. I'll stick around for a little bit longer. If you just want to say hello, I'd love to say hello to you and connect with you. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can always send me